Yo, 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 ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another stream. We're getting ready to get some work done on HYDRA, on the desert map that we've got going on. To be specific. So, Veek and I did some work on the engine. Again, mostly Veek for now, but I am still learning my way around Go, so at least there was some progress made there. Fear not, we actually figured out OpenGL integration via Raylib pretty easily. So we've got like a main menu in the works, essentially. And then we'll start to get ready with some sort of test map where we can then start moving units around ideally. So that'll be like the next couple of things. I think first we're actually going to tackle networking, but yeah. Let's just say there's been some progress made. So we have the Chalk's networking resources that he promised a couple streams back. He sent us those. And I've got that on my desktop. So we'll take a look at that and compare and see what we want to do. What's up, Alexander? How you doing? So yeah, as we get into it, we're going to be sat here eventually looking at this as a relic of the past. When we can, I don't know how many months or years it will take exactly. Hopefully just months and not years. But that engine is coming along, so brace yourselves. That being said, we still have some stuff to do today related to Brood War. We're going to continue our quest to fix up the cliffs. I think I only had 2 more sets to do, which is like a total of 16 tiles, so it's really not that much at all. Actually, this one looks familiar. Ah, I see. It's the same one there. Obviously can't make that happen freely. So I was personally expecting the GPU integration thing to be a little bit more of a headache, but it's actually quite easy to make like some digital display. I am reminded of an older Big Boys Table episode where Mesk had given me the prophecy, the prediction, that by virtue of getting into actual game development, it was going to reduce my respect for the lazy people in the industry even more. Because it is basically just going to expose the incompetence that much more obviously. And let's just say I'm already amazed at like the indie level incompetence. Stuff like fucking Undertale, where they have like basic issues with visuals and displays and stuff. But that's neither here nor there. Just don't miss an opportunity to laugh at Undertale, you know? Particularly after it resulted in so many hilarious inside jokes by way of people getting very angry. Yeah, I'm actually fine regardless of how long it takes, but I obviously, like, selfishly perhaps, would like something to mess around with sooner rather than later. You know what I mean? But it's like what I tell Iquare and Veek and some other people. Like, if you spent all of the time, if you just took time to consider how many injustices, for lack of a better term, were dealt your way when you're working within Brood War, you would get so jaded because you would be upset about that for so long that you wouldn't be able to do any work. So it's just another thing to keep in mind, really. But the follow back or follow up to that is, I would like to just have an environment to make content in. Like I'm passionate about making Antikythera a really good engine insofar as I want really good tools to use for my own content development. And I'm also like recognizing the responsibility I have as a tool developer as a result of that, where I need to make it robust enough that, and that's one of the main reasons to make it open source as well. I need to make it flexible enough that, and open source as well, so that anybody who wants to do something different, add support for something that I don't support natively, that Antikythera doesn't support natively, then they can just by virtue of learning the code base and programming some stuff in. And I discussed this briefly with Mesk at the beginning of the Antikythera channel in the Discord server, but that's something that obviously, like, if people end up adding support for file formats or whatever that they would prefer or they need, and it's well enough written code in terms of their implementation, then we have no compunctions with adding that stuff back in, so to speak. Merging that commit with what we have to make it official, basically. And then obviously that applies to like content on a per content basis or whatever, which is pretty nice. The new voice channel is for it's only for programmers. It's basically so that Vik and I can hop in there while we're working on the engine, and anybody else can pop in and given the opportunity. Like any other person who's on the team, so to speak. Rather than making like an external group chat, since we're all in the server anyway, it doesn't really make any sense. So basically just an alternative for that. And yeah, I have thought about how people are going to use this framework to make micro maps, like the engine or whatever. Be very upsetting, TBH. Good morning, Terran Dominion. Guten Morgen. So after I'm done with this, I will actually be adding it to the tile set finally, and then slotting it ideally in place of the existing cliffs. Then I'll just double check the cliffs that I have in the current map and make sure that they've actually converted correctly and that there's no further work required on the visual side of things. And yeah, I think aside from that, should be fairly straightforward. I will be glad to be done with this, though. This was probably one of the most time-consuming cliff suites that I've had to make. Mostly because of just how particular it was. I haven't had to do the Twilight ones yet, whereas I have done the Ice ones. So that might prove to be even more so ridiculous, but I'm not 100% sure. I imagine it'll be, like, comparable because it is also an expansion tile set. Time will tell. I think that would be the last tile that, or tile set that actually requires custom cliffs, though, like stacking cliffs. I think maybe I need to do compound blended with compound in the desert tile set. I don't think I have that yet. But I think that's it. Tone these up real quick. Oh, you mean with regards to people making micro maps or whatever? Yeah, the whole point of making the content or the environment rather in the first place is so that we can produce hitherto unseen levels of quality in our content. So I agree with that assessment, assuming that that's what you meant anyway. And if not, I just fucking, who cares? I'm making this point now. My idea is we're gonna use this. We're gonna leverage this tool to produce unmatched caliber of content. And if you decide to make fucking micro maps, well, I guess you'll be the best equipped person. You know, you'll be making micro maps in the best equipped engine possible. But it will stand out if you do your job poorly. It doesn't even matter if it's a micro map, right? If it's just like a lazy pre-placed brigade shit, then that's enough. You know, laziness and low quality will just be immediately apparent, I think. So. All right, just about halfway done now, boys. Imagine only spending like a half an hour on terrain instead of the whole stream. Pretty wild thought. I'm hoping that another thing that this enables, although I'm not 100% sure if this is a realistic goal, but with the engine being like designed for people to do whatever the hell they want to do, I am hoping that the people who have been like, actually, Alexander, you kind of fit the bill for this particular example. It's like the people who have attempted to make content in the past, but haven't exactly like found their footing because of like a lack of tools or whatever. I'm not going to say that we are going to fix the problem of needing like custom assets or whatever. I highly doubt we'll have full blown like custom asset support in terms of like all of the things that we would need for that. But what I will say is, um, everything besides that should be covered, and everything on the technical side should be covered. And that's my main like hope, I guess, is that eventually like we get to the point where people can be so empowered in their quest for producing high quality content or whatever content they want to produce, I guess, irrespective of quality, that the people who saw like Starcraft as having a number of faults. I just realized I went over like an idiot. Or Warcraft 3, like Balethal and Alexander and a few other people, even myself to a certain extent, have attempted to make content in that engine, as an example. I hope that it will empower those people as well. Like Hoop Thrower even expressed a passing interest in jumping in as a comparison, and obviously he's done some StarCraft stuff, mostly as a meme for Mapcrap and whatnot, and he's done um, some other content as well. But for the most part, it has been like it's been Age of Empires the whole way through for him, and he's been regularly fed up with how ridiculous the experience is of modding that game. So he's like prime material to pop on over once the engine is in a workable state. You know, maybe it'll just be that like some people had their phase and then it didn't stick and they were like, yeah, whatever. And maybe that would have happened regardless of tools. But I'm hoping that people who are currently or in the past were fed up with how Brood War works or how any of these games work as in terms of like trying to produce their own content. I'm hoping that this engine will give them the tools necessary to bring whatever they want to bring to life. Custom assets. I'm talking about actually having assets at on display. Like that's still an issue that we have to figure out for the game, like the first party content that we're going to produce is like figuring out animations or not animations, like actually having sprites that are high enough quality that we want to work with. Because again, ideally, we want our assets to be even better than Brood War, and Brood War was setting not necessarily the standard, like the highest standard, but a reasonable standard for sprite work, for 2D sprite work for an RTS. It's very readable for the most part. Like there's some issues, obviously, but by and large, I think it works out. And it's something we would want to at least meet, if not exceed, with obviously the ideal being that we exceed it and set a new bar. But that will require that we actually have more artists than just DF on the roster in terms of 3D modelers. I guess we could potentially make use of some people who specialize in like the 2D art side of things, or like making textures or something. I know Balethal and Veek have expressed passing interest and done some model work themselves, so it's not like we're only relying on DF, but he is essentially one of the only people out there, you know? Certainly the most formidable force we have to tackle that sort of thing. Yeah, that might actually be the case, to be honest. But I don't know. I would imagine I would have to ask him about that if that's something he wants to do. Is go whole hog with the engine, with his whole fucking team. Like it would obviously be pretty trivial to program in whatever he needs to have happen that's Age of Empires specific once we get the actual framework in there, like netcode and whatever. So even if he wanted to continue in Age of Empires, assuming he can get his hands on the assets and export them, like the game would be able to support them. So he was working on a couple of models somewhat recently, but I'm not sure how far he got. Yeah, the problem with tiles in Warcraft 3 is I think oh no, this was Starcraft 2, never mind. Starcraft 2 had a problem where it would actually completely destroy any textures you fed it. Obviously, all of the vanilla Warcraft 3 tiles had massive issues with them, like just having giant seams in the tiles. I think that was avoidable if you configured them correctly, and Blizzard just never did for their own game, which is pretty embarrassing. But I'm not 100% sure on that one. I didn't play around with it for too long, but I also didn't really care that much about. Um, I didn't get to a point where I could care about the tiles. I'll put it to you that way. I will likely look for testers when it's in a position to be tested, yeah. I'll probably post it in the HYDRA channel or something when it's good to go. If you haven't already seen the constabulary channel up in the uppermost category, you can actually. I'm not sure if you've already done this, Turn Dominion, but just in general, for anybody watching, you're able to give yourself the HYDRA tester role by reacting. I think it's the Pro Plays BW emoji, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, maybe that's Fraudcraft. I don't remember. There's something in there that allows you to have the HYDRA tester role if you react to it. So if you're interested in being notified when I am looking for testers, that giving yourself that role will allow you to get pinged whenever I'm looking for them. Yeah, exactly. I mean, in an ideal world, I would allow, you know, in an ideal world, we would have people who were, producing fantasy themed art assets as well, because I might want to do some fantasy stuff. Like I had an undead campaign planned, ironically, a while back, and I was going to do some pretty interesting things narratively with that. At least, obviously, IMO, but yeah, the AI being so fucked and the just the requirements of the game state would be pretty bad, I think. Like, there's an undue amount of work required to make that engine or that game even work. Again, I could probably make like sit down for maybe like a couple or maybe even a month and produce a higher quality campaign than Warcraft 3 custom content has ever seen, which sounds incredibly audacious on its face until you realize, oh, actually, yeah, Warcraft 3 hasn't actually seen any campaigns. Oh, I see what I did there. Let's just go ahead and move along like nothing happened. Yeah, the constabulary channel. Yeah, I did that a few times, even in map craps, I think, where I would put like a single watchtower out or a scout tower or whatever outside my base, and they would attack it, and then they would go homo for no reason. Well, the reason being Blizzard is bad at coding, which is pretty hilarious. Back when games other than Brood War were allowed for map crap. Dark time indeed. Back when people actually from the server tried to make Warcraft 3 content. An even darker time than initially expected. Boom. We've got our cliff sweep, boys. Finally. No, because we're not charging money for it until it's completed, right? At which point there would be no, like, third-party assets used. Oh, is that true? I don't remember that one exactly, but I guess I wouldn't be surprised. All right, since we're done with this, we can do ye old export. Do the tile set, desert NC. We'll say diffusion 50, and then run it back. Give him the save. What even is this? Oh, it's AIDS. Yeah, definitely save over that. And then we can do the same thing, but enable hide dirt on all layers. 2048 index. Let's call this one HH dirt cliff. Close. All right. What we'll do is dirt cliff. High. Dirt cliff highest. We'll say dirt cliff. Oh, I guess it'll be low. We'll just do 1, 2, 3. Fuck this. 1, 2, 3. Say it. Dirt cliff doodads 1. Dirt cliff doodads 2. Cliff doodads 3. I guess this is ramp 3. Oh, I guess this would be 2 actually. I'll probably get rid of that. Just move that in there. All right. Now we just jump into the tile set editor and have our way with this. Yeah, there were a bunch of DMCAs made, but I don't think Blizzard pays attention to stuff like that anymore. I could be wrong and just get fucked later, but I'm hopeful at least that we'll just be ignored. And that if we aren't ignored, that there's no actual legal course for them to take on this. Because it does seem highly unlikely. It looks like most of our stuff here is actually totally fine. So, like, identical 1-to-1. The only difference that I saw was the placement of one of the other tiles, which is pretty easy to avoid, so. Dirt cliff 2. Boom. You can really see the difference now, can't you? I guess the only problem with this is obviously I have to reopen this and then go find that and then go copy and paste all of the tile flags and whatever. There's the tar, El Clasico. Here we go. So we'll say group multi-selection. Control-Shift-C. What? It's not copying and pasting, apparently. Between instances. Having a resource under the AI's control that is inside your base. As a result, the AI will have vision of your base at all times. Are you sure that's not because they're trying to defend the resource, or has this been replicated without having any like differences, like without having like just a site ward or whatever? All right, we'll just do it this way. Since for some reason it's not actually working across instances in this case, we'll just copy and then import again, and then we'll paste, because I've done this before and it works fine. There we go. My only question is, do I already have... I must already have this somewhere. I have HDirt Cliff. Well, I have the files, but I don't actually know if I have them in the tile set anywhere. I wasn't sure if I ever imported a dirt cliff that stacks on, or the highest dirt cliff tile that stacks on top of itself, basically. It doesn't appear that I've done that. Oh yeah, look, I forgot that we had this ramp from fucking from iQuare where it's super tiny, a tiny min ramp. That was a turbo placeholder, shall we say? Yeah, I was thinking it might just be related to them defending their own structure over and over again or whatever. All right, looks like I flubbed this one. Oh, wait, this is for... Yeah, I don't think that needs to be done at all then. What I do need, though, is I need stuff like this. Maybe we just do this, and then... I think that should be fine. Wait. There we go. Just fix those up real quick. Oh yeah, I guess we'll do it that way. Actually. Yeah, if you wanted to play HYDRA right now, you would want to do the pre-release patch. Okay. That looks accurate to me. I guess I saved room for another cliff suite, so I could, in theory... just import those now. TBH. I have these saved somewhere, but I don't remember where. Let's see. Oh, it looks like I actually already have them, so whatever. Wait, do I really already have them for the high? Yeah, I do. I have them for the higher cliff tile, but no. It's pretty funny. Where's the null button? Okay, bye. Oh yeah, the heroes and every other attack wave thing. I feel like that was something you actually could control theoretically, but I don't remember. Well, since we know we only have to add the tile is and not the doodads, then we should be fine. All right, save. Brutality. We're done with that. Close this. See you, nerd. Oh no. It was the wrong keyboard or something. What is it? All right. Close. Oh, I didn't save it. What an idiot. Save it again. Oh, shit. Actually, that was a different one. God damn it. Well, it's okay. It's okay, boys, because I've imported them into the file already, so I can just find them in here. Extract them to my desktop. And just replace them. The classic. Alright, that was pretty stupid, but we're good. Let's fire this up. There you go, you got some prettier cliffs. And mwah, and mwah. Mwah. Beautiful. We've done it, boys. Updated the cliffs. It's too bad Iquare is not around. I expected him to be doing something. Maybe he's already done something, as a matter of fact. Check GPTP. Nope. Never mind. Right. All right. It's just doing some research on Latin. I should have known it was Latin. All right, so being as we have now conquered the cliffs, I guess we should take another look. Are there even any other desert maps that have these cliffs in use? One thing I like to do when I make a change to any tile type or whatever is double check all of the maps that we have. That's not it. Is it this? No. No. This doesn't use any either. But yeah, basically I like to take a look at, look through the maps that we have. Oh, Searing Ridge probably uses them. It does. Check that out. Well, now they'll look passable instead of shit. But yeah, I just wanted to take a look at. Make sure that the tile's actually ported correctly. I think that's it. Did I plan any... None of these are desert. Smoochy Man is space. Total Deer is Badlands. Obviously, Heat Death is what we're working on now. And Conspira 3 is Asphalt. I mean, Ashworld. Cardinal N was Bailiff Hall's map, I believe, so that's ice. And Skinmaker is also Badlands. Okay. So we've actually taken a look through everything already. It didn't take long at all. I guess I'll move this over here. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't really matter that much. Move it over here. All right, we got this. The fuck? Who knows? I guess what I could also start doing right now is I'll take a look through the DLDB, see what we got from the good old Star Edit, but I'm pretty sure there are no new assets. Yeah, it's just these goofy things. Okay. So, in that case, I'll take a look through my existing files. I want to see if I can find a graphic that can be used for the scrapyard. Where am I going? Here we go. Could use that, I guess. It's kind of small. Oh yeah, I guess we could go the classic route of the beta graphic. This might even look better as a scrapyard, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I see. They've actually. This is somebody made the extra frames by the looks of it. This wasn't like part of it, which is kind of, I would imagine, why the animation looks so weird. All right. Let me take a look at how the existing animation works. Oops. Wonder how that one happened. That's an odd one. All right. Okay, so I guess I should take a look at how the Oh, I see. Okay, so that's pretty easy, believe it or not. We'll do where did I export those to? God damn it. Okay. Ah, pranked. I didn't even think about this, but of course the colors are fucked on it. Don't know why I would think differently. Why doesn't this let me actually edit the fucking layer? I'm so confused. No, now it will. Reasonable. Pretty embarrassing that even the fans can't do better than lard in this case. Am I hallucinating? I just fixed this. Or so I thought. How is it just fucked again? I literally just saved this. I'm so confused. How many times will I fix this manually? Oh. I was painting with a 25% opacity brush, which is why I wasn't working before. Whatever. Won't take that long now. Okay. Now, we can do what I was trying to do before. Okay. Now we can save this. Then ideally, just make a quick damage file. Three, 4, 5, 6. I guess we'll see what that looks like in game before we make any alterations to it. So now I just need to jump into ARR. What was the scrapyard in unit def? It's 200. Turn scrapyard. Images TBL. HYDRA, turn scrapyard. Yeah. Oh yeah, I should show DF's latest progress. I forgot about that. Damage LOF. So first I will finish what I'm doing right now, so as to not get carried away. So I'll replace this with scrapyard. This is 200. Oh, Quantum Institute is actually still in use. I could just remove that, to be honest. Flingy. 350. Let's open up the command center to compare. Infested command center is fine too. Acceleration, halt distance, 27. What is this? 0, 1, and mask 127. Alright, so the sprite ID is where we need to open up sprites dat, of course. Let's just close that, yeah. And then I'll open up units. Alright, so this is scrapyard. And this is 681. Now we can jump into the images. So we've got 1340 and 1341. So 1340 it is. GRP ID is 1273, I think. Yeah, 1273. Damage is 75. 4. Oops. 275. Graphic does not turn. Don't drop cloak. Yeah. Okay. That's where we'll just quickly compare to other moving buildings, but I'm pretty sure I have everything here. Yeah. Okay. iScript. We jump to the latest one is the Legionnaire, which is 570. We'll say 571. And then we'll take the... What should we take as a comparison? I guess the command center is probably fine. I guess we should also use like a smoke or something. $571. Change this to scrap yard. Okay. Should be pretty good to me. I was thinking we could have like smoke puffs or something pop out of the pipes at the top. I guess I would need a special overlay for that or something. It wouldn't be LOF, it'd be LOS. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. So this is what we look like on a per frame basis then. Where was this located? I have to open file location. Oh, it is just in neutral. Oh, I wasn't sorting by type. I never would have noticed. All right, so let's do unit neutral HYDRA Terran. And then instead of special, we'll just say gas. Okay. 1270. Yeah, 1276. Okay. We'll see if that works. I can't be 100% sure, to be honest. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, is to, let's compare 681 to the command center, 81106, so 81106. We'll see if that works as well. We'll jump into units, go to scrapyard, and plug in its stats. So 150, 150, 1000, 2 armor, 9 sight range. That should be fine. Say, I don't know what this surely is wrong. But we'll say like 250, 500, or 750, I guess. And then obviously it needs the, say, oh wait, this is fine. Just remove add-on position. We'll say, comparing this to, I imagine we're comparing this to a factory. So 56, 56, 30. Oh wait, no. I guess it would be a command center, wouldn't it? 58, 58, 41, 41. Yeah. 41. 96, 96. No, it'd be 128, 96, wouldn't it? Yeah. Player settings, factory. Normal movement, no attack. Terran construction large. Give a flying building. This is units. Okay. All right. Now I just need to slap together a button. And I guess some strings. There's always a little bit more work involved in putting together a new unit. Scrapyard. Build scrapyard. Oh yeah, I have no idea about hotkeys. What do we have here? F, C, B, F, A. Yeah, we don't have a D, so I guess we'll do that. Shadow production. Scrapyard requires command center. Okay, that's 1136 for the requirements string, and 1130 for the build string. Say current unit is. We'll just copy this, and then change this to command center, and that should be everything. The only other thing is particle accelerator needs its own command card and needs to be renamed scrapyard. So I guess what we'll say is, actually, where is the factory? All right, we'll say scrap yard. And then obviously the land variable has to be the correct one. These will be changed later. I'm not really concerned about the unit thing. Just give it the button set. Save. See how it works. Oh, we didn't actually add any of the new files in, of course. Yeah, save. Close this. I want to say the only thing I'm adding here from the, or for the MPQ is res and... I wonder why it's called res. I don't know what that prefix is. Oh, I know what that is. That is me not adding in the special overlay to images TBL. Prank. I do like that. Oh, I forgot to index the shadow with like draw func 10 or whatever it is. There we go. Okay. Something's wrong with the animation. I guess... Let's compare the frames, obviously. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. Unit, Hydra, Terran. Scrapyard. Alright, so it's 2, 3, 4, and 5 on liftoff. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on landing, it should be 4, 3, 2. Okay. I could have known that had I bothered to set that up initially. Landing and liftoff dust are going to be interesting. I guess for now we can probably just recycle some other shit, but... $67, $68. We'll copy those ones for now. All right. So this one should actually be, I don't remember what that's 50. Oh wait, 1, 50, 50, 50. ABC, dude. That's gonna be pretty funny. Well, I guess we can get rid of this. $585. Okay. So that's 1142. Figure that one out later. $585. This will be entry 3. I actually forget what the aspirant's ID was. 194. That's 408. And then we've got blackjack, which is 195. I guess for now it'll be that, which is fine. Just remove all of these. No need to worry about them just yet. We'll leave those buttons there for now. All right. Unit is scrapyard. All right, save. Okay. So I think we should have what is necessary to at least start training some of this stuff. Oh, this is kind of interesting. So it's the problem is that they're hard coded to be the small gas puffs instead of the large ones. But at least there's something there. Oh. That's interesting. I wonder why it's resetting in the last frame. Oh, it's because of this, obviously. Oh, no, that's not it. Where's this going? It shouldn't reset to the last frame. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. I don't know what special state 1 is, but it plays 4? For some reason. Okay, acting male. Not really into anime, but to each their own, you know what I mean? These inaccurate comments are confusing me. Okay, looks fine. All right, so we'll update the overlay later on. That's no big deal. Not really 100% sure what's causing the last second pivot. Maybe we set this to 5, but it's clearly, it's almost like it's gone back to 0, 0, which is a bit odd. Anyway, go ahead and close that. Close, save that. All right. Close that. And then beautiful, in my opinion. We've done that. Now we can jump into some more work a little bit later on. For now, I guess I should update the command icons inside the game. I don't think I've done that. So, what does that look like? This is 390. All right. I will return momentarily. BRB. All right, I have returned. Let me just double check those icons that I was mentioning. Yep, seems to be correct. So this is what DF was trying to show me earlier. He's actually updated the animation for the machine shop. He's obviously rendered it at a different angle to better suit the new size of the factory. And as you can see, the animation is smoother instead of just spazzing out like it does in the original game. Pretty fucking nice, in my opinion. Big fan of that. So I think with that taken care of, he should be able to handle the factory sooner rather than later as well. So now we have to figure out what we want to do next. I guess we can just keep making progress on our map, right? The scrapyard thing is pretty important for being able to make use of some of the new exciting things that we've been planning, but... Yeah, of course. That only gets worse as we add in more graphics from other sources that have like better frame rate essentially on the animations. So it's nice to get those taken care of, you know what I mean? Now, what I actually wanted to do was figure out a graphic for the blackjack, but the odds of us finding something that I can use are kind of slim, right? Yeah, removing RNG is a good idea. I don't care who you are. Anti-man. Oh yeah, I exported this as a meme because it has 3 on a pedestal. I should actually get that moved over at some point. What a weird... flying tank. Could actually be useful. What a shitty looking graphic. I think every one of these buildings have been like abysmal. I might have gotten 1 or 2 reasonable graphics out of the buildings from this game, but I can't think of any anyway. This would be a reasonable graphic if it had the attack animation or action animation facing all directions, but it doesn't, so. Fuck it. Sieben Man. They have all of these other graphics for, like, infantry or whatever, but they don't... They obviously don't actually, use them. This was somewhat interesting, though. I was able to find that, what would you call it? I grabbed the... Oh, yeah, this is the quarry, right? So, I did get that. That's what I got. There's a couple of more reasonable ones, anyway. Anyway, I found that GA Dozer and Flying Tank graphic, so I'll use those at some point. Just move them over to the main one. I've dabbled in it, yes, but it's definitely something that would take a very long time for me to learn. I'll say what I will say is that I did not take to it instantaneously. Oh shit! My Windows Explorer just crashed because it was trying to look at its sinful graphic. I don't blame you, Windows Explorer. But unfortunately, you'll have to go back and look at it anyway. Look at this fucking creature. Dog walker, by the way. Imagine if this was the blackjack. I guess it could be. If we absolutely needed that. It is technically a walker. This is a prank. I don't know who fucking came up with these graphics, but they are lunatics. I still like Embarrass Cruiser, because this is just embarrassing. It's got eyes. Team-colored eyes and a nose. What a disaster. Alright, I guess we're doing the dog walker, boys. The third graphic extracted from this disaster piece. Alright, from 16... Alright, from 56 to 80. And then from 120 to 143. Oh, and then we have another set. It's just from 176 on. Alright, that leaves us with this many frames. So now... yeah. Just make sure my math is right here. So I think this has to be, because this has to be 5, or no, it has to be like 9 or something. Because it goes 0, 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I think this has to be 7, 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 14, 15. Oh, no. Oh, so it should be 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then 15, 16 on the bottom. Okay. Why doesn't it let me do this? There we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, one over by one. All right, and now we have 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1 over 2, or over 1. Nice built-in error checking. All right, and then we have 10. Oh. I think I skipped a step at some point. Or what are we missing here? This was 10, 27, 44, 61, which we have. 78, which we have. 95, 112, 129. So how do we have an extra? Oh, we missed 2.6? Is that real? I mean, 2.7? Fuck, yeah, we did. That's pretty bad. And 61 is... Let's delete this. Just had to be the very first one, of course. Well, practically the very first one, anyway. Oh. All right. Okay, this is 0136. Now, here's the catch. This is actually a bit of a prank because they sorted these in like one of the most asinine ways possible. So, obviously, it's because they are epic and they know exactly what they're doing. All right, so what do we have here? 17. So it would be it was 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 140 and beyond. And then again, we're going from 1, 4, 0, 1, and then 2, 3. So 4, 2. Oh, maybe have we fucked this order up? 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 0, 4, 40, 41, 2, 43. Yeah, that's right, actually. Okay, now we've got 1, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 4, 8. And then we have 8, 9, 5, 0, 5, 1. So it should be 5, 2. Oh, did I fuck something up? Oh, there's only going to be one facing. Oh, interesting. I hadn't counted on that one because there's obviously 17 per frame. Well, I guess we'll just do that then. 1, 5, 2, 1, 6, 9. Oh, almost went one over. All right, so now we get the classic run back. So it started off at 136, so this should be 138. 1, 3. And then we went from that to 140, 141, so this should be 142. And they said math would never help me outside of class. Okay. And then 43, 44, 45, 46. So it should just be 145? No. Oh, I actually went overboard there. So what we're looking for now is the last piece in the puzzle. 146, 147, 148, 9, 150, 151. And now we have 270, which divided by 17 is not actually evenly divisible, apparently. What are we missing here? 272 divided by 17 is 16. So we're actually missing 2 files somewhere. It looks like we're missing the last north-facing one. I may have deleted it by accident, which is why we keep the old one in a separate folder. I don't think I would have, though. 87 is the one we're looking for. Oh, it looks like I must have, because they are different files. So, all right, now we have our 272. Oh, I have made the grave mistake of not processing all of these frames to begin with. Let's see if they compile correctly, but I'm guessing they won't. It says it was converted successfully, but I'm guessing it just won't. Yeah, that's what I expected. Well, we can do our index. See if this works. Oh, stop. It's supposed to be index no merge. Forgot about that one. What's up, Lucy? I just realized while I was out earlier, I could have grabbed my laundry from the basement, but not requirement. How's this going? Eh. If we get our custom blackjack graphic implemented, then that would be pretty good. I guess for now, I can actually start on the implementation of the aspirant and cohort graphic. So cohort is 1271. So I can actually, where are we? I don't believe I have implemented. Yeah, okay, we'll do cohort, blackjack, aspirant. And then obviously 194 Wait, 5 for blackjack. 94 and 50. So this is blackjack cohort aspirant 351 352 3. Blackjack is going to move ice script. Cohort is ice script. Iron ice script. All right. Sprites dat entry necessary. Have I already? Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay, I've already done this. So let's jump into here. I think it was like 681 or something was a scrapyard. We'll do blackjack, cohort, aspirant. And then this will be obviously 684, 683, 682. Take the marine. Paste entry. Paste entry. Paste entry. Oh. Well, this isn't the flingy entry for the marine, so I don't know what I was thinking. 11140. 11140. 2 127. Okay. And then in images, we can begin 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh, 1342, 1343, 1344. All right. One 3217. $231. I guess it was 9. Yeah. Okay. So that's good. Now we just need to figure out the oh yeah, I guess I'll 275 10 downdraft cloaked. Oh, yeah, none of these. Cool. So the cohort has already got its graphic stuff implemented. I think that, yeah, the aspirant does as well. Oh yeah, and then we need aspirant death. 1348 aspirant death. GRP ID is 1270. Graphic is not turned, is not clickable, don't use full ice script. All right, this is done now. The classic fate of all fools. Should have saved those files as when I only had to deal with like 80 of them or whatever, instead of 200 plus. 72, 71. Oh, there goes all the files again. The classic Photoshop bug. Just gives up on you. All right. Yeah, all we need to do now is actually do the eye scripts for the new units, as well as like finish processing this graphic, obviously. And then in theory, I guess I'll need to hook up like audio visuals and like extra effects and stuff. Once it's in processed form, I can also obviously change the color scheme a little bit to be more steel gray. Or maybe a different color entirely, to be honest. There's a couple of different things that are on the table, so to speak. I do wish that Photoshop worked faster. It's not even my hardware at this point, because obviously I've got 32 gigs of RAM, I've got pretty fast processor, pretty reasonable GPU. It's just Photoshop being slow as fuck. Somebody should rewrite Photoshop in Go, IMO. Probably wouldn't work at all, but whatever. It could at least queue commands correctly. That would be the least it could do to assist me. I think we have to do 3 more sets of this. Then we can process this. Obviously, I've got to cut out a lot of the border, but that's easy enough to do in batch processing. It's too bad this can't be done in batch processing. I have tried. Believe me. I'm still trying to think of what I want to do for April Fools, man, as far as patches go. I would like to do something, but I'm trying to think of something that isn't ridiculously difficult to do or time consuming or whatever. One of the things I was just thinking about now is obviously I have some casting stuff coming up in a few days. And Jamie and I usually have like hand signals to one another in the middle of the cast. It's going to be a little interesting to do the cast without that because I don't know that we'll be able to set those up correctly since we'll be... Well, it'll be through vMix, so we won't be able to see one another's cameras until the camera segments, or outside of the camera segments, I guess. All right, the final push. Oh, did I already do that? Alright, whatever. It's one less frame set than expected, that's all. Or not even frame set, but row of frames. Fuck! Oh no! It's all over. Here we go. These are the last remaining ones that Photoshop just pranked me by closing. I'm not even sure why it's slowing down even more now. Memory leaks, I guess. Obviously, nothing else has changed on my system, so it's pretty massive prank. These are the least number of files that it's had in storage for quite a while. TBH. Okay. Now, take a while to process all these. Should be in the clear subsequently. So I guess I'll add the entry now. To... where's my shit? Here we go. Okay. I guess, All right, we'll do this. I think. I'm assuming the graphic was designed to slot in pretty seamlessly with the marine graphic. Yeah. To the point where it'll probably play 2-2. Yeah. Okay. Now we can just take the Dragoon. High script. $13.46, $13.47. Oh yeah, and the ISIDs need to escalate. I forgot about that. 572. Well, that'll be 573. 570. Oh, 4. And then I script ID 571, or no, 572 for the blackjack. We'll slap that in later. I guess I can grab the Cyclops I script preemptively. Oh yeah, that was the other thing, is I have to make sure that the death animation is set to the correct remnants. So I'll say HYDRA, Terran, Spirant, Death.grp. And it's a sprawl, so we'll need to add that in the sprites thing. Where's my PyDat? Spirant remnants, which will be 1348. I guess it would be do not include Envision. Oh, maybe not. There you go. All right, so that's 685 would be the low sprawl. And be good there. And then we will swap this out for blackjack. Okay. $13.42, $13.43. And then obviously we'll change this depending on the actual animation, but we have something to show for it. Do index no merge on the graphics we just shrunk, canvassed, whatever you want to call that. And then we'll re-import those. Unprocessed. So, wait for that to finish. All right, that's going to take a little bit, but I'll just finish that off stream since I'll kill it right now. We made some pretty good progress, I would say. Smashed out some work on the tile set stuff. Obviously did some work on the graphics processing and modding for the scrapyard and related units. And soon we'll have the cohort and aspirant in action, as well as presumably the blackjack. And at that point, we can just deploy the scrapyard, I think, which will be nice. Not 100% sure how implementing all of those behaviors will look like, but it will be nice to actually supply the this map with some new units that are kind of faction specific in that sense. So, hope you guys have enjoyed the time and watching the development of this map and this scenario, this faction unfold. Obviously, we will be back pretty soon, if I had to guess, to smack down some additional content. And until then, it's obviously just a matter of, well, right now I'm looking for a ramp, but I don't think I'm going to find one. There you go. Right now it's just a matter of making sure that we continue on fairly steadily. So I should be back tomorrow for another one. Not 100% sure when, but it will probably be in the morning. And yeah, we might even be back for an engine development stream. If not today, then another day this week. But I'm almost certain we'll get work done even if it isn't streamed. So stay tuned for updates related to that. Check out the channel in the Discord server. Check out the intro to these streams. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.